What's up, guys? On the fly and the final score. We're doing our Monday update. We hadn't done an update in a while, so I figured we'd uh we'd come on here and talk to you guys a little bit if anybody's out there. Um, had a good weekend. Mother's Day weekend's coming up, so I'll be working this weekend so I can give my boss lady her Mother's Day off, which she does that for me on Father's Day. So uh, 2 weekends in a row, which is not bad. I had the day off. Had a good time today. Just going, getting a few things, get Mother's Day stuff with me and my daughter. So we had a good time. But stuff going on. Um, Kicks. You guys not Kiss, but Kicks announced retirement and farewell show. Kicks had what was it? Cold Blood, Blow My Fuse, Don't Close Your Eyes when they were really big, which I think Don't Close Your Eyes was their big hit back back in the 80s. But yeah, they're ready to retire on Wednesday while performing at the N3 Rock Festival in Maryland. Singer Steve Whiteman announced the band will play its final show in September. We decided that after 45 years of doing this, I think we're going to call it a career. Not tonight. We're going to do a show here September 17th. The concert will serve as something of a hometown farewell. The band was formed in Hagerstown, Maryland, roughly an hour's drive from Columbia. He's explained the situation. It's been a long road. My health is failing. Our drummer Jimmy's health is definitely failing. He said, we decided we're going to finish up these dates in summer. We're going to end in Hinckley, Minnesota. And we thought, who the F wants to end a career in Hinckley, Minnesota? Oh, wow. Thanks. I know the people at Hinckley appreciate that. So we brainstormed, and then we said we want to do one big final rock and roll show in the area because you guys deserve it. No offense, Hinckley, but F that. So the drummer had a heart attack that required emergency surgery in 2021. Then in 2022, collapsed on stage in Virginia due to what's described as a time cardiac event. So this is going to get, I'm sure their farewell tour is not going to be the Kiss farewell tour, which goes on forever and ever. Um, so, yeah, Kicks is going to call it a day. Don't Close Your Eyes. Like I said, Don't Close Your Eyes was their big hit, but Cold Blood was a good song, and Blow My Fuse. That album was good. I haven't really followed Kicks. I know their hits, but I'm sure there's people out there that know Kicks better than I do. I mean, sure Steve Wright from Hotter Than Hell podcast, if he's watching, I'm sure he knows Kicks better than I do. He knows a lot of these guys. But yeah, it's kind of sad because, like I've talked before, we sit here and like we're getting to the age now where it's going to happen more and more. You're going to see more of these bands that we grew up with and following over these years that they're going to just quit. They're going to retire. I mean, they're getting too. You think about Kisses in their 70s, and they're up. Gene Simmons and Paul Stanley in their 70s. You saw what happened to Gene about a month ago when he had to stop. They had to stop the show and take a break because he got dehydrated. He was dehydrated, but we'll see. Um, Also, Mammoth WBH has a new song they released. The album's coming, second single off the album coming, called Mammoth 2. It was called Like a Pastime. Uh, it's okay. It's not as good as the first. Maybe it's got to grow on me, but it's not as good as the first single they released, which was uh, what was the name of that one? Another celebration. Oh no, another celebration at the end of the world. Yeah, that was good. I like that one. This one just has to grow on me, I think, a little bit, but he puts out some great stuff. We talked about uh, Wolfie. I talked the other night with and if you were here live and heard me talking to Wade Quick, who we had a great interview with the other night. That will be out on podcast form soon. Uh, Wade, we were talking about, he played all of the instruments on that first album, and yeah, it, he did an incredible job. Gene Simmons played a solo show with Bruce Kulick and Eric Singer, which there's some video out there on YouTube of it. I think was it Deuce? They put one of the songs with Deuce they played. If they, yeah, there's some video up here. A weekend long VIP event, which I think that was Gene's stuff. That evening with Gene Simmons. It was at the Rio Hotel and Casino, home of the Kiss World Museum and Kiss by Monster Mini Golf Course. I've got to go there one day. That's on my bucket list. Price at a cool $4,955. The weekend extravaganza includes dinner with Simmons at the hotel's top floor of Voodoo Steakhouse, hand-picked items for the Rockers' personal collection, and intimate performance from the Gene Simmons Band. Anybody out there that went to this thing, if you went to this thing, I would love to hear from you to see how it was, to see how the dinner went, how many people actually did this. Kulick, who played, you know all about Kulick, posted about the event on his Facebook page where he revealed that singer bassist Todd Kearns, who is incredible, by the way. You need to check out Todd Kearns anytime you get a chance. And drummer Brent Fitz, who played Kulick and Slash's solo bands, and guitarist Brent Woods, who plays with Sebastian Bach, also took part in the performance. Let's see. See if they talk about. This is probably going to be what you see from Kiss for a while, from Simmons after it's all over, if it ever ends. Guys, if my audio is a little bad, I apologize. My cords on both cords that I have for my mic, my Blue Yeti, went kaput for some reason. Some of, but and one of them won't be recognized by the computer. So I've got two more cords on order. Hopefully, be here tomorrow. But yeah, Kulick, this is going to be what you see from Kiss for a while after it's over, especially Gene. If they do the residency in Vegas, you're going to see stuff like that. These shows like this. Let's see. Here's a set list. Plaster Caster, Charisma, which is a deep cut you don't hear a lot. Domino, Nothing to Lose, Going Blind, which I could do without. Watching You, Deuce, Radioactive from the solo album, that was great. I Was Made for Loving You, Christine 16, Let Me Go Rock and Roll. Not a bad set list. Two kind of deep cuts in there, and I would have enjoyed. I'm gonna have to look. I'm sure there's a lot of footage on. I know I saw footage of Deuce where Kulick and the two guitar players and Gene did the little dance they do when Kiss does when they play Deuce when they get to the end. Let's see what else we got going on up here. I just put out on podcast form my interview with just a great lady, Annie Vander, country music artist Annie Vander. We did this live a couple of weeks ago, and we had a great time talking to Annie. And I've come to get to be friends with her husband Brian and Annie. And Brian's coming on to do a show with us because he's a big Tesla fan, and we're going to talk Tesla. And we're going to do something a little different because there's going to be a new feature on the fly that we're going to debut. And what we're going to do, I have yet to come up with a catchy name for it. And I've been racking my brain. And got to come up with something for it because it's a good it's something that we do. Maybe I don't need a fancy name for it. I just need to put it out there. But we're gonna take two albums from, like, let's say for instance, me and Brian do Tesla. We're gonna take two albums from Tesla and probably, like, let's say Mechanical Resonance and Great Radio Controversy. So we're gonna take those two albums, put all those songs up, and we draft. We do a draft, and we draft a song off of each album. We take turns drafting songs, and once, I guess we'll make a 10-song album, and once somebody picks that song, it's gone. You can't. We'll see who makes the best album. So that's something that's coming to On the Fly. What's up, Robert Matthews? We got I missed my hometown nutrition today, but we had to go opposite directions today. We had to go to Runner Rapids, but we will be going back to my ladies over there at Hometown Nutrition in this week, probably Thursday. You guys give blood. They've asked me to give blood Thursday, so Thursday morning I think I'm gonna be off, so I'm gonna give blood and then head to get my energy, get some of that back in me, some energy back in me after I give blood. But I've always tried to do it since my dad was in the hospital. Back when it was back in '96, and he lost a lot of blood. And ever since then, I've been trying to give blood as much as I can, but I don't do it as much as I need to, but as much as I can. I'm looking here. Herbie, you remember Herbie? I used to love those movies. Did they race at Darlington this weekend? I mean, I don't know. I see the races. I used to be a big NASCAR fan, but hold on, I'm gonna try to bring up the schedule. But they've got a car, a Herbie car, number 53. It's a number 53, and everything looks just like it. Let's see. I don't know. I don't know where they raced at this weekend. But anyway, if it was Herbie, I'm looking at the car right now, and Herbie, gosh, it's 53. That just brings back memory. I used to go see Herbie Goes Bananas, The Love Bug. Didn't see the reboot with. Yes, I did. I watched it with my daughter. Lindsay Lohan was in that one. That was kind of cool to see it come back. But yeah, Herbie racing at Darlington. Who's going to be the driver? I remember every time I saw a little bug like that, I thought it was Herbie. Great movie. I need to go back and watch those movies. Speaking of NASCAR, did you guys? I watched the end of the race. The only time I see NASCAR now, as I'm not a fan since they've gone like corporate. Yeah, you like my Austin Powers air quotes. I see the end of the races at my dad's house when we go to eat with them on Sunday nights, and sitting there watching who was the guy that Ross Chastain and I don't know the other guys, Noah something. They had a little slugfest, and that was just a sign of things to come with slugfest. I mean, I guess Dokic, whatever his name is, NBA, another thing. Jokic shoved the Phoenix Suns owner last night when the Phoenix Suns owner had the ball. He did give him, but he's not going to be suspended, which I don't think he should be. I see what they said he did, what they gave him for doing that. $25,000 fine, which is chump change for Jokic. But yeah, he shoved the guy, but the guy had the ball and wouldn't get the ball up. Come on, dude. Don't get yourself involved like that just because you're the owner. So yeah. Suns owner opposed penalizing Jokic. Oh yeah, that's class act there. He shouldn't have. He should oppose him being penalized for that. But let's see what else we got going on. Blabbermouth. Get it up there here. Sum 41 is disbanding. Never been the biggest Sum 41 fan, but I didn't know they were still together. Uh, okay. So now Jason Newsted is saying, don't talk trash. He defended Lars Ulrich. LeBron flop. Yeah. Don't get me started on LeBron. Don't get me started on that. I don't want, my blood pressure's a little. Gosh, jeez. Yeah, the owner kind of sold it. He was doing a WWE move there. Pantera played their first U.S. show in 22 years, which is not. I mean, it's not Pantera, but it's close you're going to get to Pantera. Let's see. Metallica's still doing it, man. I mean, what can you say? Ace Frehley is out there. Welcome back, drummer Scott Coogan for first time in 5 years. I don't know. Ace is supposed to be on the Monsters of Rock cruise next year, which Steve Wright was telling me this morning. He goes to every. I think he's been to all of the Monster. Well, I don't know how many he's been to. He goes to the Monster Rock cruise about every year, so that should be fun for him. That's a lot of money, and I gotta think of me if they're leaving from Florida and leave from. I've got to get from North Carolina to Florida. Blah blah. It's too much. Foreigners, Jeff Pilson dismisses cover band accusation. I stand by what we do 1,000%. A lot of talk because Mick Jones no longer regularly tours with Foreigner. They're doing a farewell tour, I guess what you call it, and Mick Jones suffered health issues in 2011. And he had heart surgery in 2012. You don't ever know if he's going to be at a show. It just depends on how he's feeling. So a lot of people give him crap about you can't say it's Foreigner, whatever, and don't go. Don't worry about it. Don't let something like that get on your nerves. Don't go to the show. I mean, people say the same thing about Quiet Riot, and they brought Rudy Sarzo back. But everybody was saying, well, you don't have an original member quite right. You don't go to the show if you don't listen to their music if you don't want to. But anyway. So yeah, Andy Vander's episode is out. You guys go over there, click on that, give it a listen on the YouTube channel and on Apple, Spotify, wherever you listen to your podcast at. And I promise she's got a great story. Her story is one that could be a movie. And I told her that, and I wasn't joking about that. She's got a great story about how she came to country music and what the stuff that led up to it, and the fact that she's still here is just a great story from what she had to go through. But you guys check her out. Great lady. Looking forward to hearing more from her in the future. And we're definitely having her husband on sometime, probably sometime next month. This month has just been a break month for On the Fly. I apologize, but we're kind of taking where we had scheduled so much. I've got an interview Wednesday night. On the Fly and the Final Score just kind of relaxing. We've got see, the dogs don't like it. We've got a big announcement coming up soon, hopefully. I'm keeping my fingers crossed about something that I'm excited about. You guys will be excited about too. but I can't let the cat out of the bag yet until yeah, Molly and Devil Dog back here, Mia, the M&M twins. That's gonna be the M&M twins back here are taking care of business. Any squirrels that come in front of the house, Mia lets them know about it, and Molly finishes that off. So Molly doesn't even know what she's barking about half the time. So, all right, album challenge. I hadn't talked about the album challenge in a while. So let me talk about what I'm listening to now. Or what I finished listening to. Reba, Read My Mind is what I'm listening to now. Quiet Riot, and it's Quiet Riot 1. And this is the stuff with Randy Rhoads back in the 70s and 80s with Randy, well, 70s, late 70s, I think. So I've listened to that. Excuse me. So Prince, Diamonds and Pearls, Pearl Jam, Live on Two Legs. And guys, let me tell you this. And if you're a Pearl Jam fan, that's great. Teach his own. I like Pearl Jam's hits. Mine is with a Y. Did I spell it right? Mine is named after Molly Hatchet. You named your dog after Molly Hatchet. That's not something a lot of people do. Molly Hatchet was a great band. I liked a lot of Molly Hatchet stuff. Flirting with Disaster. That was a NASCAR video game song. But Beating the Odds was the first Molly Hatchet song I remember. I don't know how we had that cassette. I don't know who got it. My brother must have got it for some reason. Probably for the cover. But yeah, he had that one. Excuse me. But yeah, Pearl Jam. I'm listening to Live on Two Legs. And I like the Pearl Jam, the hits like Even Flow, Jeremy, Daughter. What else am I missing? I like Better Man, but once you get past the deep cuts, yes, Robert, yes. Pearl Jam took the U2 route. They went political. But yeah, everything sounds. How do I say it? I don't know. I'm not a musician, so I don't know. But everything sounds the same. I mean, it's not. It's not. When I was listening to songs today, and I was like, okay, when is this song end and the next song begins? Because I don't know. Because they all sounded the same. Listen to some 98 Degrees 2.0, which wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. It was okay. Wasp. I know Steve Wright's a big Wasp fan. Inside the Electric Circus. That wasn't bad. Blackie Lawless was a scary guy back in the day. Pat Benatar 7 The Hard Way, which was probably outside of Invincible, was probably one of her worst albums. And there was a lot of had some three songs that I was like, this is scary. Vince Gill, I Still Believe in You, which was a top to bottom great album. You can't go wrong with Vince Gill. Metallica, S&M 2. I don't know if a lot of people have listened to S&M 2, but the only thing I could have done without on S&M 2 was like they did some classical. They let the orchestra do some classical tracks and put it on there, and then Metallica played with those, and I can't imagine the crowd. It's not quite as bad as Kiss having a painter being the opening act for their tour, but I can't imagine a lot of Metallica fans were like, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna get into classical music now." Yeah, that was good. Metallica's always puts on great. Nickelback, Get Rolling, newest Nickelback album. I know there's a lot of hate for Nickelback, but Nickelback, this album was great. I mean, top to bottom, not a bad song on this album to me, in my opinion. And everybody's got their own opinion, but Nickelback, Get Rolling is a great album. Go check it out. If you're a Nickelback fan, even if you're not a Nickelback fan, if you like good music, that was a great album. Waylon Jennings, Dreaming My Dreams. And this is the first Waylon song album I've really listened to all the way through. It wasn't bad. It was good. I enjoyed. He's got that signature sound, and I mean, I'm not just talking about his his voice. I'm talking about his the groove and the sound of the guitar and stuff. It's you can tell it's Waylon Jennings. Rainbow, Long Live Rock and Roll. I can definitely tell. You know, this is the second Rainbow album I listened to. This was with Ronnie James Dio, and it wasn't. This wasn't wizards and elves and stuff like that. With like Dio, it was pretty good. It was okay. Styx Equinox, which was okay. Styx came along for me. I think it was okay. Journey Evolution, which was Love and Touch and Squeezing, was the big hit off that. That was okay. Great White Full Circle. Okay. Warrant Belly to Belly, which was not a good Warrant album for me. I'm sorry, guys, but Warrant. I love Warrant, but that album was not really good to me. Eric Clapton Journeyman, which was okay. Uh, Old Dominion, great group that a lot of people, if you're not really into country music, you don't know about Old Dominion, but they've got a great sound. Uh, Kelsey Ballerini, that was good, but the first time. Toby Mac, some listen to some Christian rock. Miley Cyrus's new one, which was I'm not a Miley Cyrus fan. Anthrax, Sound of White in the Woods, which was a great album. I like that. Ashley McBryde, another country singer. You're going to see a lot of country coming in here. Hardy, which he did the album, the studio album was better than his live performance at that WWE pay-per-view. He was terrible on that WWE pay-per-view. This one's actually a good album to me. Night Ranger, Man in Motion, which everybody loves Night Ranger. Avenged Sevenfold's debut album. Anthrax, another one, Spreading Disease. Uh, Alison Krauss, one of the. That's something I'm going to work on doing. We're going to do a top 10 female singers, and that may be, I may do that with my daughter. That may be something me and her do. So we have to check that out. Alicia Keys did one with her. Alice Cooper, School's Out. And then Alanis Morissette Unplugged. Alan Parsons Project. Not good. There was a couple of good songs which were more nostalgic for me from the K-Tel records. I think Alan Parsons Project had a deal with the K-Tel records where they had a slot on there just reserved for Alan Parsons Project rather because Time and Games People Play were the only two songs that I remember from that. Alan Jackson, Here in the Real World, Alabama 40-Hour Week. And I think that's about all that I hadn't updated so far. But yeah, getting into getting to the end of my list, I'm gonna have to put some more. Eye in the Sky, yeah. And you know, Eye in the Sky was on K-Tel Records too. That's what I'm saying. K-Tel Records back in the day, that was your Apple playlist. Uh, whether you got it on cassette or vinyl. But yeah, every one. I'd like to see how many, because I know I never bought an Alan Parsons Project cassette. Well, I did buy a cassette because I bought the one with after Michael Jordan. That Eye in the Sky Sirius was the Chicago Bulls intro music for all those years when Jordan was there, and that's the only reason I bought that cassette. But back in the day when like I didn't I didn't buy Alan Parsons Project album, and it had to be on K-Tel albums. Which let me see if I can pull up a K-Tel album, and I'll pull up one that I know I had. Let's see. There was one that had the robot on the front of it. Let's see if they got it up. One of them I got up here. I don't. I mean, there was a lot. I mean, a lot of K-Tel albums from the '70s and the '80s. The first one I see that I had. Okay, this is one that I had. I'm gonna share the screen. This is gonna be funny. I gotta remember how to do this. Yeah, this is one that I had here. Wings of Sound. And I don't know what was on there, but I remember having that album. We played the heck out of it. Let me see if it's got a track listing up here. Oh, shoot, let's see. Come on, have it up here. Okay, here's what they got up here. You listen to this great playlist. Michael Jackson, Rock With You. Yes, sir. Kool and the Gang, Ladies Night. Blondie, Dreamin'. Nick Lowe, Cruel to Be Kind. Journey, Lovin', Touchin', Squeezin'. John Stewart, never heard of Gold. Little River Band, Lonesome Loser, which is a great song. Kenny Loggins, This Is It. Rupert Holmes, Escape, the Pina Colada songs. Love that song. KC and the Sunshine Band, Please Don't Go. ABBA, Chiquitita, whatever, I can't say that word. Bob Dylan, Gotta Serve Somebody. He lives here. France Jolie, Come to Me. Sniffing the Tears, Driver's Seat. Michael Jackson, Don't Stop Till You Get Enough. So yeah, I Wings of Sound. Let me see if I can see another one up here. I didn't have that one. There's one up here. Power Play. Had that one. I had Power Play. Let's see what that is. If I can pull that up. There should be a show. Best KTEL Records. Blondie, Call Me. Pat Benatar, Heartbreaker. Journey, Any Way You Want It. Little River Band again, Cool Change. Cliff Richard, We Don't Talk Anymore. I remember that song. Jefferson Starship, Jane. The Knack, My Sharona. One hit wonder there. Brothers Johnson, Stomp. I remember that. Spinners, Working My Way Back to You. Kool and the Gang, Too Hot. Jimmy Ruffin, Hold On to My Love. Shalimar, The Second Time Around. The Whispers, And the Beat Goes On. Andy Gibb, Desire. And Charlie Dore, Pilot of the Airwaves. What the heck was where did Charlie Dore go? She's got to be a big one-hit wonder there. Yeah, KTEL Records had a lot of. Yes, Robert, you're going to think, I've got a story about Driver's Seat. Sniffing the Tears. I'll never forget it because I can't remember what grade we were in. It was second or third grade. Our field trip was to the radio station. I want to say it was in Murfreesboro, 98.3, where Jay Jenkins is now, I guess. But yeah, we went on a field trip there, and I want to say the DJ, because that was back when they had, back in the day they had DJs all the time. I mean, you could call in at night and make requests, or you could do that dedication to the one you love. I know Robert probably did a lot of those. But he played that song, and he said, when we got out in the cars, he waited. I guess he gave us long enough to get back in the cars, and they told the teachers to turn it to that channel and played Sniffing the Tears, and he was talking about that one was for the Northeast Academy or whatever, and it was more than one class there, I think. But yeah, I will always have, and that was a good song. I've gone back and listened to it just because of nostalgia reasons for that. But Sniffing the Tears wasn't a bad song. Jack Daniels was a DJ. I don't remember the names he got. That would be great to come up with who the DJs were for like the local radio stations back then. I think we had that one. Music Magic. Yeah, there's the other side of Wings of Sound. Look at Rupert Holmes up there. Look, there's Sniffing the Tears. There's the album cover right there. Where is Sniffing the Tears? We need to bring on. That's That's going to be my goal, is to see if they're still living, sniffing the tears. Let's get at least one member sniffing the tears on the fly. No, didn't have that one. The Rock album. No. I want to find the one with the robot on it. Truck driving songs. KTEL Powerhouse. And then you look up here. There's so many. One. No, we didn't have Circuit Breaker. I'm gonna be so disappointed if I don't see. See, I remember that label. Hot Tracks. Out of Sight. Yeah. Powerhouse. Chart Action 83. Come on. Power Play. Radioactive. Right on. I think we had Starflight. That rings a bell there. 1979, that would be in the wheelhouse right there. I think we had Starflight. What was on Starflight? There was one that was a double album they did, and I haven't seen the. Yee. It's in your playlist, really? We gotta get them on here. Let's see. Yes, we had this because I remember Robert John's Sad Eyes. That was what the heck? Yeah, I remember Sad Eyes, and then let's see, Stumbling In, Susie Quattro, Chris Norman. That was the girl that was Leather Tuscadero on Happy Days. Let's see. Lead Me On, Maxine Nightingale. Yeah, I remember that song. Ain't No Stopping Us Now by McFadden and Whitehead. Making It by David Naughton. You remember that song? That's a good one-hit wonder. Maybe we need to. I think he was an actor too. Come on, give me something to work with here. Oh, an 8-track tape. KTEL presents the greatest hits of Frankie Valli. Oh, this is going to make me mad if they don't have the one with the. Nightwaves 82. I don't know if we have that one. It must have been a Nightwaves. Master Soundwaves. I had that one. There it is. You guys see that? The freaking robot music machine. First of all, I'll look up Soundwaves. See what is on there. Diana Ross, Upside Down. Here we go. Lips Incorporated, Funky Town. Spinners, Cupid, I Love You for a Long Time. I remember that. Jermaine Jackson. Jermaine, stop teasing. Let's Get Serious. Prince, I Want to Be Your Lover. Mecco. I love Mecco. They did the Star Wars medleys. They always did Star Wars medleys. And that was The Empire Strikes Back. Kiss was on this one for I Was Made for Loving You. Pat Benatar, You Better Run. Robbie Dupree, Steal Away. I love Robbie Dupree. He actually did. I don't know if you remember, Robert, any wrestling fans out there. Robbie Dupree sang the Girls in Cars, the Strike Force Wrestling WWF theme song. Tito Santana and Rick Martel. He sang that. Let's see. Rocky Burnett, Tired of Towing Line, never heard that. Pure Prairie League, which had Vince Gill in it. Let Me Love You Tonight. Captain and Tennille, Do That to Me One More Time. Air Supply, gotta love Air Supply. Lost in Love. Allie Thompson, Take a Little Rhythm. And the cringiest song, one that would never be able to be released today. Benny Mardona's Into the Night. You guys remember that song? Remember the lyrics of that? She's just 16-year-old, 16-year-old, leave her alone, they say. Let's see. I want to hear the lyrics, see how cringy it is. Hold on. Yeah. Separated by fools who don't know what love is. Yeah. Eesh. If I could fly, I'd pick you up and take you into the night and show you a love like you've never seen, ever seen. Hey, what's that guy's name that does what? What's that guy's name? Chris Hansen. Benny Mardones probably ended up on To Catch a Predator with Chris Hansen. But wow, yeah, separated by fools. Yep. All right, that was part of the lyrics. I think he just passed away a few years ago. I remember seeing he was sick. All right, Music Machine. 1977. Eddie Gibb. I just want to be your everything. Casey and the Sunshine Man. Keep it coming, love. David Soul. Starsky and Hutch. Don't give up on us. Peter McCann. Do you want to make love? The Silvers. Hotline. Marvin Gaye. Got to give it up. Part 1. Marilyn McCoo and Billy Davis Jr. You don't have to be a star to be in my show. Oh yeah. Wild Cherry. You play that funky music. Bill Conti. Gonna Fly, I think, from Rocky. ABBA had Dancing Queen. Kiss. Beth. Manfred Mann's Earth Band. Blinded by the Light. Wrapped up like a what? Revved up like a what? What do you guys say the next lyric is after that? Because that's a controversial. A lot of people don't know what how the next lyric goes. Blinded by the light, revved up like a. It's been. That's what a lot of people say it is. I'm gonna put this up here. Yeah, that's what a lot of people say the next lyric is, but it's deuce. I don't know what deuce means. We'll have to ask Manfred Mann's band when they come on the show. Yeah, that'll bring them on the show. Rose Royce, Car Wash. At the car wash. Kenny Rogers, Lucille. Kenny Nolan, I Like Dreaming. Elton John, Goodbye Yellow Brick Road. Alice Cooper, You and Me. Foreigner, Feels Like the First Time. But yeah, K-Tel was just like, I mean, I still haven't seen all the ones that I had. Maybe we had, no, we didn't have Circuit Breaker. Full Tilt. The Tide is High by Blondie. I don't remember that one. We're gonna have to. This is gonna be. This is gonna be a part of the finals or the On the Fly. We're gonna do a K-Tel album, and I think we had that one, Rainbow. That listen, oh, with you, I'm Born Again, Billy Preston and Sarita. Deja Vu, Dionne Warwick, and American Dream, the Dirt Band. A Lot of Love, Nicolette Larson. Him, Rupert Holmes had another song. Fire in the Morning, Melissa Manchester. You Take My Breath Away. Rex Smith. Does anybody remember Rex Smith from back in the day? He was like the teenage heartthrob. I forgot what show he was on, but then he comes back and is like on one of the soap operas, like As the World Turns or something like that. And I was like, that's freaking Rex Smith, the You Take My Breath Away guy. But yeah, that's good. This is going to be, I'm glad I did this today. This is going to be, we're going to go through these K-Tel albums and we're going to rank the K-Tel albums. This is going to be a monthly show right here. But it's too good to pass up. Let's see. Sail On, the Commodores. Lost in Love, Air Supply. Yes, I'm Ready. Terry DeSario, KC. Not Casey and JoJo. Cruising, Smokey Robinson. Special Lady. Ray Goodman and Brown. I Pledge My Love. Peaches and Herb. Reunited for Peaches and Herb. You remember that? Half the Way, Crystal Gale. Do Right. Is that right? Paul Davis. Paul Davis was. I like Paul Davis back in the day. But yeah. Ripper. What? Ripper 77. Half the cheek is out. What the heck? Hit Express. No. For some reason, and there's one up here, and I'm seeing the same thing over and over again. Oh, it's Marshall Brady up there. MTV Party Go. They'll never. Okay. So, yeah, that's going to be the new segment on the fly. The K-Tail Records going to do those. Poco. Remember Vince Gill was in Poco too, and I think that it was either Poco or Pure Prairie League opened up for Kiss, and yeah, can't you imagine Vince Gill open up for Kiss singing either "Let Me Love You Tonight" or "Amy"? What you gonna do? Where the heck is Christine 16 at? Play some Detroit Rock City. He probably got stuff thrown at him, but I think yeah, that's a good idea, guys. Good idea there. I think that's going to be a new segment. I know I said that like 20 times already. You have to take a drink every time I say K-Tail Record. All right, so I'm getting ready to have some supper. You guys have a great night, and like I said, I've got one interview this week. Like I said, I'm gonna take it kind of easy, trying to get these past episodes put up and give me a little breather. But you guys have a great night. Follow us on YouTube. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. You guys that haven't done it yet. To the people that have, thank you so much. Follow me on Facebook. I'm very receptive to messages on Facebook. If you want to ask a question or got an idea for a show, uh, anywhere you do your podcast, Spotify, whether Spotify, uh, iHeart, wherever you do your podcast, Apple, check me out there. Give me a 5-star review if you can. I know I got a lot of friends out there do it. Robert, you need to give me a 5-star review if you haven't done it yet. And get Tanner and Kate and Kathy to give me a 5-star review. I know all of them have Apple Music, so you can do that or wherever they go. Tanner, I know, would love to give me a 5-star review. Um, and just I don't know what I was gonna say, but things are coming. Things are coming, guys. We're working on some big interviews, and we Carlisle Griffin is this week's episode. She's going to be on this week. She's a country musician from Brickshore Media. We're going to talk to her, and look at all these ideas I've got for shows that we just got to get done. Yeah, it's gonna be something, guys. You guys, thank you so much for all your support. And do you need for him to give you 2 thumbs up or 2 need? Hey, he should give me like 4. He should create like 4 different accounts and give me 5-star reviews on all of them for trying to cripple my daughter the way he did. Yeah, the double knees. I still haven't forgot about that. I'm gonna get Getty to turn against him and throw some fireballs at him. Now that he's through with baseball, I'm not that concerned. I'll get Getty to throw some fireballs at him or drop a house on him, something like that. But all right, guys, you guys have a great night. Robert, thank you for chiming in as always and sniffing the tears. We need to bring you on and talk about sniffing the tears. Driver's seat. I'm gonna go listen to that right now so I can get refamiliarize myself with that. But you guys have a great night, and we'll see you next time on the fly in the final score.